What's up, guys? We're in Hope's vlog. We're at the Toby Keith concert. We're trying to get in to meet Tobes. And yeah, we're hoping for the best.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Hope, and today's video is going to be all about my VidCon experience. Starting off, our plane ride there was literal hell, and I will never, ever, 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 ever fly ever again unless it is out of the country. We had a flight from Pittsburgh to Chicago, from Chicago to Santa Ana. Our flight from Pittsburgh to Chicago gets delayed, so we're automatically put on to a later connecting flight, which already sucked because we were planning on getting to California early in the morning and going to Disney that day. We finally get on our flight to Chicago. We get to Chicago, we get off of the plane, and we look at that thing that tells you like what gate to go to and everything. It still says our flight is good to go. It shows what gate to go to and everything. So we get there, we get to the gate, and then it says that our flight is canceled. Not just delayed, canceled. So we have to go over to customer service. We finally get over to them, get it all figured out, and then we have another connecting flight from Chicago to Phoenix, from Phoenix to Santa Ana. Our flight from Chicago to Phoenix gets delayed. So we just make our connecting flight from Phoenix to Santa Ana finally. So a trip that was supposed to be about 7 hours, maybe even a little bit less, turned into 12 to 13 hours of travel. Never again. Never again. So anyway, we finally get to California. We get to reunite with Lexi and Dart and Mia. That night we just kind of hung out at the pool. We didn't even do anything. Next day we all went to Disneyland together, but I'm not going to talk too much about that because I do have a whole separate video on my channel about that. So go and watch that if you haven't already. So first day of VidCon, the very first thing that we had was the Escape the Night panel, which was absolutely amazing. I got to see Manny, JC, and Sophia, who are 3 of my favorite YouTubers. Like, I absolutely love them.
This is just some of the incredible casting you're going to see in this very first episode.
We honestly didn't do that many VidCon things. Like, we didn't go to that many panels and Q&As and everything, but I did end up getting to meet Tatum and Ollie that day too. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you see me tweeting Ollie all of the time. You see him tweeting me all of the time. He's such a sweet little angel, and just I loved him. And after that, we headed outside to go to the concert series thing that they had. And whenever we walked up, there's this kid. His name is Alexander Stewart. He's like with Press Play and all of them. He's so adorable. Well, Mia and Jada had never like seen who he was or anything, and I think that they both fell in love at first sight right as he walked out on stage and opened his mouth. Just a little bit shy. Let me like this. I feel that. Like a supernova, losing my composure. So high, let's not waste a feeling. So the whole entire concert series, there was a ton of amazing performers. I don't remember a lot of their names, but there was Tessa Violet and Alexander Stewart and a bunch of other people. But the final person was Dodie, and if you know me, you know I love Dodie. If you couldn't tell, I absolutely love her. So she was the closer, and right as she came out on stage, I don't know why it happens every time, but I just started bawling my eyes out, like literally standing there sobbing.
Your final act, Dodie!
You guys know I play really sad songs. If that ain't me. Sad songs. And we're not bruised, they're just body tattoos, and that colorful mess is just colorful. Black lipstick will never be shit. We'll regret it. Sound even better. You'd be so kind just to fall in love with me. You see, I'm trying. I know you know that I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, please fall in love. It'd be so good if I saw you. Yeah, 'cause I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, please fall in love. I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, please fall in love. Thank you so much!
And then, not only that, she brought out Thomas Sanders for a song, and that killed me. Those are two of my favorite people ever, and I finally got to see them perform together, and it was beautiful. It was so good and amazing, and I loved every second of it, and it was the best way to end the night ever.
Don't try to find him for tonight, and I'll be waiting for you until we meet again. I know it's scary, but don't be wary. If we don't have that long, let's not waste it feeling wrong. This isn't the end, I'm your lifelong friend. Sure, it's been a while, but I'll be here when you smile. So don't try to fight it, I'm here for tonight, and I'll be waiting for you until we meet again.
So then the second day of VidCon, the very first thing was Liza on Demand, like Q&A premiere type thing. So we went and did that, and the crowd for that was the biggest crowd I've seen for anything ever, like at these events. It was insane. We're here for Liza. So we got to see the first episode of Liza on Demand. It was so funny. This is whenever TanaCon started to go downhill. Luckily, we ended up not going to that at all, but at the same time, I was literally crushed. The second that they said that the event was canceled, it took everything I had inside of me to not start bawling my eyes out, because I thought I was going to finally get to meet Shane Dawson. I had a whole thing planned out, like a video planned out for when I got to meet him, because I was so excited about it. I've watched him on YouTube for 10 years. He was the first person I ever started watching. Him and Jenna Marbles were the first people I ever watched on YouTube, and I finally thought I was gonna get to meet him, and that got just snatched away from me within a matter of literally minutes. So that really sucked. Honestly, that was probably the worst part of the trip. Like, the traveling was bad, but being so close to finally getting to meet him and then having that just ripped away, it fucking sucked. Like, it hurt so bad. So there was a panel about coming out and stuff with Thomas Sanders, Elle Mills, and Dodie on it. As we're sitting there waiting for them to come out on stage, Bobby Mares tweets and is like, oh, hey, I'm having a meetup at the play button. Come out and I have free merch. Okay, so update. We were getting ready to see Dodie, Elle, and Thomas Sanders on a panel. And then Bobby tweeted that he was outside with merch. So we just sprinted literally across the whole entire convention center. She ended up getting a hoodie, and then we did end up getting to meet him and get pictures and everything. So, I'm dying. Actually still dying. Back in time to see part of Dodie, Elle, and Thomas's panel. But then I had to leave early again to go to my Smosh Squad meetup.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so good stuff. I recognize the face and the hair. Good job. That's this is really good. Yeah, that's really good. Thank you. Oh, that's pretty. I'm gonna do the same thing with my camera. Yeah, we can do the same. All right. We gotta go to the same. Yeah, same flower. Okay, so I'll let you guys play.
one with like me holding your guys' hands, or two of us in the front, drop it down.
You gotta look back. You gotta get your face in it. Make sure to look back. Ready?
Go towards the wall though. You gotta go towards the wall. There we go. Ready? Keep your head is out. But that's not what we're interested in. There we go.
Okay. But I finally got to meet Ian. Smosh was also one of the first channels that I ever watched, and I've always wanted to meet Ian and Anthony so bad. And like all of the squad in Smosh games, I love all of them so much. But I met most of them last year. The only one I didn't meet was Shane out of Smosh Squad. So I finally got to meet him. And then I did get to meet Ian, which was amazing. So after that, again, we were just walking around, and then we found out that Franny, Bobby, and Corey were having their own little meetup again over by the play button. So we headed over to there.
Oh, we're gonna vlog?
Yeah, we're vlogging. What's going? What?
Hey. Hi. What's up? Hey. Yeah, I'm gonna vlog. What's up?
Someone have a marker?
Yes. Okay. Subscribe to this vlog. It's the best vlog. What are you doing over here? Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Good. That's what it's all about. I like that. I like I'm in the vlog. Woo! I made it.
So our whole thing, the whole entire trip, was if one of us would get separated from the group and we couldn't find each other, we would scream, "Wayo." Don't know why it happened, don't know how it happened, but it did. So we would just walk around VidCon screaming "Wayo" at the top of our lungs. So we were doing that when we were around Bobby, Corey, and Franny, and Bobby asked us what it was, so we explained it to him, and then as we were getting ready to leave, we started doing it, and we got Bobby to start doing it back, and it is the funniest thing ever.
Wayo! What? Wayo! 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 Bobby! Wayo! 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 Okay.
I love them to death. I love Bobby so much. We bonded over tattoos, which was amazing. The last day was probably the best day. Like, it was amazing. The very first thing we did was go over to the Send It booth to see Elton. We got to stand there and talk with him for a minute. Later on in the day, I met Fitz and Jay also, which was awesome because I love them. I've been waiting to meet them for so long. I was actually standing there talking to Alyssa and Carter, and I was like, I want a picture with Fitz. And then Fitz pops up and he goes, I heard someone wants a picture with me. He was so nice. They were all so awesome. Then I had my meetup with Anthony Padilla, the one who he used to be in Smosh. He no longer is, but he was such a little angel. I loved him.
Hi. Good.
So while we were in line to meet Anthony, luckily I was with Jada in line for Anthony because she had his meetup too. Pretty much tweets out that they're doing a meetup at one of the stands, like in the convention center. So we're panicking. We're like, oh my god, we're not going to get out of this meetup soon enough to go and meet them. We're not going to see them. So we get out of the meetup and we book it over to where they said that they were doing their little meetup. We get there. They aren't there yet, thank God. So then I turn around, I'm starting to turn around, and Jada hits me and goes, Hope, Hope. And I look over and I just see pretty much walking up, and it was like a scene from a movie. It was like fucking gates of heaven open, and I just see these angels walking towards me. We got mobbed so fast. It was so bad. I started screaming. Me and Jess started screaming for everyone to just take a step back because I was squished up against Austin. Not that I'm complaining. It was a mess. It was so bad. But I got to meet all of them except for Nick, and Nick is my baby. I've like followed him since Iconic Boys, but as I was going to get to Nick, my fishnet tights got stuck on a girl's button on her jacket, so they got taken away by security before I could get to him, but I got to meet everyone else, and they were all so sweet. Austin is such a fucking cutie. I adore him. Like, we were all in the crowd, and he got a picture with this one girl, and she, like, just stood there in between us and wouldn't move, so I was like, come here, like, going like this to him, and he, like, squeezed his way through to me with a big smile on his face, gave me a hug and everything. And if you go to their Instagram, the video that they posted of the mob, you can see me and Austin having that little moment in that video. If you look hard, you'll see my bright red hair. After that, we went to David Dobrik's Q&A thing. That was kind of it for the things we did in VidCon, honestly, now that I think about that. Yeah, David was the last thing. So then after that, we went, and I hung out with Alyssa and Carter for a lot of the last day, and I love them so much. You two were some of the funniest people I have ever met. Every time that me and Jess would meet someone, or I would meet someone, or Jess would meet someone, we would hear Alyssa and Carter in the background going, legends meeting legends, legends only. They were so funny. I love you guys to death. And then I got to see Gabe Irwin again, and aka Patrick.
Together, sweetie. You're the show, sweetie.
Patrick.
What's up? I saw your hair and I was like, I knew it. I was waiting for Patrick. What?
If you guys have seen my other videos, you guys understand why we call him Patrick. We were all just hanging out, and Jake Weber tweeted that he wanted to do a meetup. So we're sitting there like waiting for him to show up. And then my friend Lexi had all access because she was Casey Neistat's +1. So she had an all access, so she was able to be at the Creator Hotel, go to all the parties and everything. So she was like, I'm with Jake and Aaron right now. Like, Jake wants to do a meetup. He just doesn't know how or when. He doesn't want to get kicked out and all of this. And then I was in an area where I didn't have service for a little bit. And then I leave that area and my phone is blowing up with messages from Jess saying, go to the hotel, like go to our hotel where we were staying. Lexi is bringing Jake there. I finally get to the hotel. We're standing there waiting for him. And then they finally pull up in the Uber and everything. And it's just Lexi and Jake. Aaron didn't come because he had a headache or something, I guess. But apparently whenever they pulled up, Lexi said that Jake recognized me and Jess. So that was awesome. I love Jake. Like, that's my boy. That's my little goth boy. But, we stood there, talked to him for a little bit, got my pictures with him, and then whenever I was saying goodbye to him, this asshole goes, I'll tell Colby you said hi. I said, please don't do that. And he was like, why? Do you hate Colby now? I said, no, I don't hate him, but just don't do that. And he was like, he gave me like this look, and then he goes, I'll fight him. I said, okay, do that, punch him. And tell him it was from me. And he goes, so you don't want me to tell him you said hi, but you want me to punch him? I said, yeah. And that was kind of it for VidCon. This year it was more about me hanging out with my friends than it was seeing creators and stuff. After that, we all, like my group of friends all went and hung out in our hotel room because we were at the hotel on VidCon property. So we all went up to the room. I don't know what happened, but like, we were a mess. We were a hot ass mess. Me and Jada were standing there dancing, trying to do the backpack kid dance, and then we found out that someone, a creator, was staying in our hotel, on our floor, a couple doors down from us. So me and Jada jokingly start like fangirling over this person, being like, oh my god, blah, 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 like saying his name, like, oh my god, we're staying in the same hotel as him, oh my god. And then Jada opens up the door and goes, oh my god, and says this person's name. And then we turn our heads and look down, and him and his whole group of friends are standing right there. I don't think me and Jada have ever moved so fast in our lives. Within the blink of an eye, Jada is on the completely opposite side of the hotel room. I'm on the floor laughing because I started running and then I fell to the ground because I was laughing so hard that I literally thought I was going to pee myself. It was horrible. And then we look down at the door and you could see shadows walking back and forth. So they probably like were coming down and trying to listen to us because we were being literal crackheads, but you know, it's fine. We're fine. So then we decided it would be a good idea to continue going out into the hallway to see if they would come out and just fuck with them.
Is your flash? Why is my flash on? Why is my flash on? I don't know. We're waiting because the elevator made noise.
God bless.
Did you realize I sleep really cold?
So that's a thing. And then we tried figuring out exactly what room number they were so we could try prank calling it. And then we ended up calling a bunch of wrong numbers and bothering people who were probably trying to sleep. I don't know. It was a mess. And then we somehow ended up walking around at 2 a.m. barefoot around the Vidcon Convention Center property. I don't know. It was such a mess. We were so messy this whole entire trip. It was so bad. But I can't wait to do it again next year. And next year we're all hopefully going to stay together again because it was amazing. I had the most fun that I've ever had at any event with all of you guys. With Jess, Morgan, Liz, Mia, Lexi, Dart, Jada, Alyssa, Carter, everyone. It was just so amazing. Bree, I got to meet Bree also. Can't forget about her. She is so sweet. Like I said, this event, it was more about me being with my friends than it was seeing creators. And honestly, it was the best event so far. Like, it was absolutely amazing. And I couldn't have asked for it to go any better. That's kind of it. Hope that you guys enjoyed this. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and turn on my post notifications so you never miss a post. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Subscribe to this vlog. It's the best vlog.
I'm king of the cloud.